right. Joan Justice Joan Justice. These characters can figure out how to sit in a chair.
But I want to start the meeting a little early because we have a lot to go on tonight. And before we start the CONA meeting, I just want to start as something personal. As many of you know, I ran for Sarasota County Commission and I lost the primary, but I want to thank all of you who voted for me and was there to support me. And I'm going to still be in the game and working for you. Thank you very much. Thank you. So welcome to the CONA meeting. Today is October 10th, and October 13th. And we are going to start taping this. So if you have any questions, please put that on an index card. We're going to announce more of the rules as we go along. First, I want to welcome you to our meeting. And I want to welcome our public officials. I see City Sarasota Commissioner Susan Chapman. We also have some candidates. I'm not going to introduce the ones who will be going in the forum tonight because they will be introduced at that time. But we have candidates who are not going to be on this panel tonight. And there's the House of Representatives District 72 candidate Greg Parra. And there's also City of Sarasota Commissioners candidate Stan Zimmerman. Now, am I missing anybody who is a candidate? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry? Art 11 for District 2. City Commission. Welcome. I also want to thank the media. We have ABC, the Sarasota Herald Tribune, and the Observer here tonight. So I really appreciate coming. And we also have candidate for Sarasota County Soil and Water Conservation Board Group 3, Matt Woodall. Now we're going to have this meeting in two parts. The first part is going to be the Charter Review Board, and the second part is going to be the County Commission candidates. And the one who will be working and introducing the Charter Review Board members is Board of Director. Oh, before I get into that, I want to introduce a new CONA Board of Director. He just started tonight. He represents the Southwest Alliance, a group of 28 Englewood associations. And that's Gary Nieskis. He's sitting in the back. Welcome to our board. So the person who's going to work on the Charter Review Board is Board of Director for CONA, Kathy Benz.
Good evening. I'm Kathy Benz, there's a word to say. We have two forums tonight. One is for the Charter Review Board, and the other is for the county commission seats. So don't leave when these fellows get up and shift around, okay? Time allowing, written questions from the public, submitted on index cards, and there are two people here with index cards. If you want an index card and a pen, just raise your hand at any time during the forum, and they'll come and give you a card, and then if you raise your hand, they'll come back and get it. Your questions will be asked by the moderator following the CONA questions for each forum, if we have time. Our time is very dear, as you most probably can figure out. We're hoping to be able to squeeze in some public questions after our questions for the charter review. We may not be able to do that, but we'll try. Even if we just do a lightning round with yes or no. Please, let me see. Jerry Stormstead is our timer right here in turquoise, and she's going to make sure that we all stick to the time limits that exist. We've got to be very rigid with it. She's got colored cards to get you to stop. The candidates for the Charter Review Board now will have 3 minutes to introduce themselves and to answer a question that we've already told them they would have to answer. So the only surprises for them will be the questions that come up later. There are several representatives or candidates that are not here, as you can see their names. The only one who has an excused absence is Joe Justice, and he had something come up with his wife who can't drive at night, and he had to drive her. And I'm going to start off. We're going to deal with the questions starting alphabetically, I hope. Well, why don't we start at the far end? The question all of these candidates are going to answer is what I plan to achieve when elected to the Charter Review Board. Valerie? I'm going to bring the microphone to you. And if you have a question or you want to say anything at all, we are recording and filming this, so we really need your input into the microphone. Yes, and then answer your question.
Good evening. My name is Valerie Bouchon. I was born and raised in North Sarasota and have lived here all of my life. I am a candidate for the Charter Review Board. People ask me, why in the world did you ever want to run for the Charter Review Board? My first answer is diversity. I believe that the board needs to hear diverse points of view. As a Black woman with a lifelong knowledge of and in North Sarasota, I am uniquely qualified. The next answer is clarity. My question to you all, have you ever tried to read, let alone understand, the Sarasota Charter? Let's talk about physical neutrality, which is a very important part of the discussion of change the 2050 plan. Physical neutrality, means that a project should pay for itself. The charter says that any ordinance that amends the Sarasota County Comprehensive Plan shall be physically neutral, except that this subsection 2.2A2 shall not apply to the amendments to the goals. objectives, and policies of the Sarasota 2050 resource management areas or to the land use maps approved as part of the 2050 plan. I believe that every new development should pay for itself, and the cost should not be put off to a time when the taxpayer is on the hook for road or other infrastructure construction as a time for later. The charter says that physical neutrality is so important that a change requires a unanimous vote of all full membership of the county commission except, y'all hear that word, except when changing the 2050 plan. I believe that the county charter needs to be written in clear language without exceptions, reduce requirements, or affect voter approval. I further believe that any change in the county charter regarding the urban service area, for example, a density change. Amen.
Ready for me? Hi, my name is Steve Fields. I am currently the representative for District 2 on the Charter Review Board, and I am running against Mr. Bouchon in District 1. I got caught up in the latest version of gerrymandering after the census. So I am an incumbent, but I am not. Just a little bit of information. The reason that I've decided to run for the Charter Review Board was because I got asked to. The Charter Review Board for many, many years has been ignored in Sarasota County. Meetings have had 3 and 4 people. They haven't really advertised the meetings very much. There hasn't been a lot of information out there. And when the 2010 election came up, several candidates or several members of the board had actually decided at the very last second not to even bother to run. And at the last second, people said, hey, why don't you run? Now to get something that I wanted to do. I've never run for public office prior to this, but I did grow up in a military family. And after generations and generations of serving the military and in government, I've learned that the Constitution of the United States is a document that shouldn't be changed willy-nilly. It was set up by some very smart people a long time ago, and the bar to change it is very, very high. We're very lucky in Sarasota County that we are a state that's taken advantage of the ability to have our own charter. Most counties in Florida don't have that. The charter itself was written several decades ago and has gone through a lot of revisions, but I think it hasn't seen the attention that it needs in recent years. Common sense changes to the charter, even things such as making the charter compatible with state and federal election law to ensure voter access to the petition process, to the special election process, just to the process to change the charter, have not been updated. I've tried over and over again to get the board as a body to address those issues and make sure that the voters of Sarasota County not only have a voice, but have a choice to be one person, stand up in front of the board, give them a good idea, and get it onto the ballot. You shouldn't have to get 16,000 signatures to put it on the ballot. You shouldn't have to try and get 3 county commissioners to side with you, and you sure shouldn't have to chase the state legislature down to change our own constitution. It's ours. The Charter of Sarasota County is the structure in which our public elected officials have to operate within. It's our right and our duty as citizens to keep an eye on these folks, to make sure that the charter addresses our needs and acts as a check on any abuses of power that might creep up. Now, the land use plan is a great area that people have brought to my attention that needs addressing. There is a lot of research that needs to go into it. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of man hours with lots and lots of lawyers went into it. I don't know enough about the plan yet to make any changes, but I'd love to have hearings on it. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. I'm Vicki Niswander, and I'm running in District 2. And I'd like to thank you all for being here tonight and being discerning voters. And I know you're weighing all the options here, and hopefully I will achieve your vote with what I'm about to say. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I began my career in public health quite a long time ago, and I have quite an extensive background in public health in many areas because of my educational background. I worked in environmental health, I designed sewage and water systems, I was out there with the backhoes, I've disapproved lands for building, I've done all that. I've done a rabies program, I designed and developed a mosquito control program, I've inspected swimming pools, restaurants, done all that kind of thing. So those are all applicable, knowledgeable skills that can help our community here as far as the environmental health goes. But it goes beyond that. I've been around quite a while. I did the health education, the wellness types of activities, so I'm familiar with wellness issues that we definitely deal with in our Sarasota area. I ran a HIV STD program in clinic for 14 years. I designed the original operational procedures for that clinic, and then I moved into doing substance abuse prevention as well. So I've got a lot of skill sets here to help our community, and including this charter, which I see as still somewhat skeletal in identifying the real issues of our community that we need to preserve and protect. And my areas of concern for the charter, in particular what I'd like to do while I'm there for hopefully 4 years at least, is to also make it more readable and usable. Right now when you look at it, you sit there and wonder, well, how can I use this for betterment of my community? It's not really in that fashion at this point in time. Granted, some people would say we've purposely made it such that it's difficult to use, so we diligently go over all the issues all together and spend a lot of time and effort. But, you know, the charter is really a home constitution for our community, and it's the constitution of the people, and the people should know how to use this thing. So that's one thing I want to do. The other thing I want to do is work on a preamble that would include a measurable way of qualifying quality of life that we all talk about in Sarasota County. We sell quality of life. From every avenue, we deal with that. Thank you.
Good evening, y'all. Thanks for showing up. Nice to have people that are interested in one of the least publicized offices in Sarasota County. My name is Bill Van Allen. I've been a Sarasota resident for 26 years now. It's 27 years this year. I have been a musician for 45 years. I have had a flower business. I've been a small businessman. And I've also been active in local politics. I've been the chairman of the Libertarian Party of Sarasota County several times over the last 20 years. I ran for State House Representatives in District 69 in 2002 and 2004, both times getting the largest vote total of any Libertarian in the state, save one person, which still didn't get me elected. But, so that's, I'm 63 this year, and I figure after being out of politics for 10 years, it's about time I got back in. I was asked to run because I've been complaining about how hard it is to get a candidate on the ballot for county commission. One of the reasons, the biggest reason that the incumbents get reelected so easily in Sarasota County is that we have to run and qualify in the entire county. That's one of the issues that I'd like to see changed. I'd like to put before the voters a ballot question to go back to single-member districts. The reason for that is, it doesn't matter what the point of view of the people that live in the individual district is. There's no chance of defeating an incumbent, they do what they want. So the opportunities for better representation in every district in every viewpoint in Sarasota County is made easier by having single-member districts where you have to qualify only in the district in which you live, and those are the people that you have to campaign to. It takes 20% of the money and 20% of the time. Another issue is people are talking about having the Charter Review Board be an appointed body. It does not need to be an appointed body. If you let the people that run the show in Sarasota County appoint the people that control what the rules for the show are, you've got the fox watching the hen house, and you don't need to go there. I would like to see very much a voter question. I would like to put on a ballot. Not very many people know that in 2003, it became legal for the Sarasota County Board of Commissioners to issue bonds that obligated the taxpayers for repayment of those bonds in the amount of $17 million. With cost of living, that amount now is in excess of $35 million. They've got a big issue that they want to produce, a big development they want to subsidize, whatever. Sarasota voters don't have anything to say about it. I would like to repeal that, make every bond issue accountable to the voters, a referendum. One of the other things that I am looking at now is an initiative and referendum process for county voters initiative. I'd like to have your vote, Bill Van Allen. Thank you very much.
Thank you, CONA. I've been involved with CONA for quite a period of time. My name is Jennifer Cohen, as you can see the name falling off there. I'm from Northport, South County. If you haven't ever been down there, you're always welcome. Of course, you know we have lots of problems, but we're good problem solvers in Northport, and we are doing better as each day passes. We're working hard to get our problems solved. I am a professor at a university in Punta Gorda, Florida Southwestern College, used to be Edison. So I'm really in tune with what's going on with all ages of our community and many different things that are affecting us in Sarasota County. In 2012, I ran for county commission and was very happy with that run, being probably one of the first Democrats to acquire as many votes as I did. It felt good. I think that we need to win, but you know, hey, I did my best. And why am I running for Charter Review Board? Charter Review Board to me is extremely important to our community. I am pretty straightforward with my ideas, as many of you may know of me. And one of the ideas that I am very straightforward with is nonpartisan elections. I really have a problem with county elections being partisan. I don't like being